Hiya. Today I'm going to do a really quick full face of makeup using some warmer autumn colours. And another thing I'm going to bear in mind is I was speaking to Lauren this week, who is a mum whose children have gone back to school, and she has been at home with them for a little while and has now gone back into work, and just wanted a few tips for kind of quick, easy getting ready time in the morning. So I'm going to try and work some of those in as well. I'm going to start with my foundation all over. I'm going in with the Your Skin But Better today. This is a really lovely lightweight fluid, but it'll still give me a nice bit of coverage on this redness. Now, what I will say is that this, in my experience, tends to last quite well under a mask. So if you are at work wearing a mask all day, this is one of the ones that doesn't seem to transfer onto the mask. Now, I've already got my skincare on. I am going to do a separate video actually, just with a few tips as to how you can enhance your skincare now that the weather's got a bit colder. So like, for example, one of the things that I've been doing, especially if I don't have any makeup on in the day, is I always apply extra moisturizer just before I go for a walk, because I love going for a long walk every day, but if it's windy or cold, that can really wreak havoc on your skin. So little things like remembering to put a tiny bit more moisturiser on can really make the difference in terms of keeping your skin looking and feeling nice and healthy. Okay, so I've got that on all over. Now you'll notice that a lot of what I'm using today is creams. I'm going to try some of these for the first time. This is Trinny's, these are kind of autumn eyeshadow colours. I am actually going to go in with a little brush with this and just take it all over the lid. You'll laugh at my little hand mirror. Little Miss Piggy. She's got like her whole own collection with Ciate, which is hilarious. It is hilarious, and like if you were a huge Muppets fan, it's obviously lovely, but it really is quite expensive, and you know, for that money I feel like I'd just rather get something that felt a bit more universal, do you know what I mean? But I mean, if the Muppets is your thing, I have to say it is really incredibly cute to look at. I've got a few of the bits on my desk here actually, I'll show you in a moment, but there she is. The hand mirror anyway, I know I'll get great use out of. Okay, this obviously is giving a really soft wash of colour all over the lids, and I'm taking it on a nice little domed brush. Now what I'm then going to do is just soften the edge of that with my finger and just take down any harsh lines. Now really what you could be doing, by all means you could go in with your finger to do this, but what I'm also doing is then going back over the lid to build up a little bit more colour and hopefully get the impact of a nice full colour all over the lid that then blurs out into a softer socket, if you can see. Now, if you're using any creams, I would recommend wash your brushes after every use, because otherwise the cream will dry into the brush. Not only will it, you know, impact how nice and seamless your makeup is, but it'll be much harder to wash the more cream that's in there. And you don't want it all, you know, dry and crispy. You want your brush nice and fluffy. That is the full coverage touch-up brush from Bobbi Brown, because I know I always forget to tell you which brush I'm using. Now that looks lovely. You could always seal that with a translucent powder. I'm actually going to go in with my finger and a little bit of this Courage shade and just add a tiny bit of shimmer to the centres of those lids. And you'll notice that any of these kind of warm coppery autumn colours that you probably already have in a palette somewhere, or maybe you want to use your bronzer or something like that, they'll really make every eye colour pop. So I always love using these colours on people. So I'm going to go in with a tiny little eyebrow. I'm actually not going to do the heaviest eye in the world today because I'm going to do a nice dark lip. Now with these brows, I'm really gently taking this pencil just through the natural shape of what's already there and then I'll brush it through with the other end. Now, back to your quick tips, Lauren, for getting ready in the morning, which I have diverted from at the moment. I find that if you can grab some kind of creamy stick formulas, lots and lots of brands have things like lipstick, eyeshadow, blusher, bronzer, you name it, in a stick. It can just be a lot quicker to kind of smush them on, buff them out and get out the door. So eyebrows are done. I'm going to go in with a few of these nude sticks. I know I've shown you a couple of these before. This is a new one actually for me. So Bondi Bay is a bronzer. I'm actually going to be quite brave and just do a few swipes. I don't usually tend to do any swipes because I don't want to remove the coverage of my foundation underneath. But where I'm swiping, I'm going in with the same brush. Where I'm swiping is actually not where the majority of my redness is. But look how quickly now this will, and you know me, I never contour or anything. You know why this is though, don't you? I've been watching a load of TikTok videos. I'm absolutely mad about TikTok now. It took me a while to get into, and I think to find a few pages that I enjoyed following and things like that. And now I just think it's great. I just think all of the tips are so quick. You know, says me, who's 6 minutes 39 into a tutorial. But like sometimes you've only got the headspace for 30 seconds at the moment. So cannot recommend TikTok enough. If you're not on there, just there's so much to absorb, and really quickly I'm having a right laugh. I'm so glad I've just reminded myself of that. There's this makeup artist on there. I found her on Instagram as well. She's called Ali Martin, I think. I'm going to put her link in the profile. I found her the other day. She's got all these great makeup tips, and this one, she said, take your setting spray and a little eyeshadow brush. I'm taking the It Cosmetics one. And she said, if you want your concealer to stop creasing, I know I haven't got any on today, I've just taken my foundation there. But she said, your setting spray and your brush is the best way to set your concealer. And I thought, do you know what? I've never tried that before. But for anyone that perhaps feels dry under their eyes or around their eyes and still has this problem with the concealer but doesn't want to use powder in case it's too drying, what a great tip. So I'll let you know how that goes. Now, blush, let me do my blush and highlight actually. And then I want to tell you something about mascara. I was thinking then, as soon as I opened my mouth, I'd forgotten what I was going to say. Right, little bit of highlight, a little bit of blusher. What I have been doing, because I use these two together, is using that brush for this and that brush for this. So I'm just going, you can use anything you've got at home. I cannot emphasise enough, what I would love for you to take from any video of mine is just substitute the colours or techniques that I'm using for something in your makeup bag. I really believe that so many of us have everything we need at home, that it's like your clothes when you do a little deep dive into your wardrobe and you think, I have actually got loads of stuff I haven't worn for a while. I bet it's the same for your makeup. So all I'm saying is you can achieve these kinds of things with something you've already got, so you don't have to feel like you've got to go out and buy something new. So I'm going to go quite gentle on this pink, because even though I want a little flush of blusher, I don't want to accentuate the redness I've just covered up. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to show you, one of the most frequently asked things I would say is people that ask that mascara prints above and below the lashes and never seems to stop blurring or spilling. Now, that can be prevented by a lot of things. I definitely think if you powder the area, that can really help to just lock in moisture and prevent anything running away. We've got that tip from Ali Martin with the, if that's not her name now, I'm going to be mortified. We've got the tip from her about the setting spray on the brush. Also, I would also say as well, if you apply a primer to the eyes, that can be really great for helping to absorb moisture. But also you might want to try a tubing mascara. So Trish McAvoy's volume mascara, for example, high volume mascara, this is tubing. And what that means is it kind of, the mascara, it's like it wraps each individual lash in like a black coating, and that just crumbles away with water, but then it doesn't smudge because it crumbles off at the end of the day, and I find that it doesn't imprint. So I'm going to go in with this one. Lots and lots of people do tubing mascaras, so by all means have a little look. There might be a brand that you already know and love, or you know, whatever requirements you've got in mind, but just so you know, I think the Trish McAvoy one is fab. Now, another thing that I'm noticing already in the space of the 11 minutes that I've been talking to you, that cream eyeshadow has kind of gone into little fine lines on my lids. That's totally normal. If you don't want that to happen, you could set it with a bit of translucent powder. If you don't want that at all, I would use a powder rather than a cream. But like, I think sometimes there's almost like an expectation management that doesn't happen. Like, creams will move, that's the nature of creams. And I'd rather say that to you so you know that, than you get a cream and then be like, it's going everywhere. But you know, for the sacrifice of it falling into the creases a little bit, you have the fact that it is so quick and easy to go on and that it blends out really nicely. But I think with any makeup, there's always a level of topping it through the day that will just keep it feeling really fresh. But to be honest, I quite like when things are a little bit grungy and a little bit smudgy. I feel like it adds to the just like softness of it, I suppose. Okay, I'm going in with a nice red lip today. So I'm going to line the lips first. And you can take your liner all over to give you a nice base for your lipstick if you want to. There we go. And I'm going to go in with, this is Charlotte Tilbury's Walk of No Shame, and the liner was the same as that as well. There we go. Few nice autumny colours. I'm just going to quickly show you actually while it's here, because I've got a couple of minutes left. First of all, one last thing for Lauren. A few of the creams that I really recommend. Little Charlotte Tilbury cream pots are fantastic. I love the Bobbi Brown shadow sticks. I've bought in a couple of shades to show you there, but you could always have like one for your eyes, one for your liner. They've got loads of different colours. The Laura Mercier caviar sticks are fantastic. There's one shade, Burnished Bronze, which is really similar to that kind of coppery colour I always recommend. It's like MAC Antiqued and all of those kinds of things. I'll just show you this Miss Piggy stuff. So it's actually really cute. Like, they're lovely little palettes. As I say, they're just quite pricey, but like the colours are lovely. I'll do a little video with those actually. The blusher palette actually looks lovely. Really nice creamy colours. I don't want to touch them because I haven't taken any pictures of them yet. But I think for me, the mirror's the one you're probably going to be seeing the most of. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Lauren, if you see this, I hope you've got a nice quick routine for getting back to work and making the school run. And, you know, over the next few weeks, whatever you want to see a video on, just let me know and I'll work them into whatever I'm doing. I'm going to make sure I get some skincare tips up for you as well. All right, take care. I'll talk to you soon.